Thanks for being with us today. Hi, I'm John Russell, owner of the Business Source LLC. I'm here with my partner, ace videographer, Jared Whitman from Whitman Media, and Lucas, how do you pronounce your last name?
Aldrich.
Aldrich, not the astronaut, Lucas Aldrich, the videographer. And we are excited about another series in our podcast called The Pursuit of Being a Stand-Up Leader. And it's all based on my book, Be a Stand-Up Leader, the ABCs of Getting the Job Done Right. I put together 3 decades worth of experiences into a book that's written simply with a lot of short chapters to try to give professionals, entrepreneurs, startups, and business owners a leg up, a chance for you to get a competitive advantage over your competitors, and a chance for you to become a better leader if you can apply some of these principles. If you're already applying the principles, it's just a good reminder.
Yeah, definitely.
And today we're going to talk about knowledge. Knowledge. I don't know why I have to spell that, but knowledge is a funny word.
It's kind of, yeah.
You don't hear about that word very often.
Not in a business sense.
No, because it's just an assumed thing that people are smart.
Right.
If you work here, you're smart.
Yeah.
You got hired because you know what you're doing.
Right.
But knowledge as a subject is a different thought process.
Sure is.
And here's what I mean by that. The human condition from the moment we are born is to learn all that's required to lead and live a positive and successful life. If you don't have knowledge, you're going nowhere.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a requirement. When I started the Business Source in 2008, I decided I was embarking on a lifelong journey to learn things that I couldn't learn in my previous professions.
Yeah.
It was clearly a road less traveled, a place that I was going that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
It was a journey to find another level of knowledge and another level of being able to affect people's lives in a positive manner, particularly business owners
Right.
who are struggling with advertising, marketing, and sales. That's my background.
Yeah.
But it's a never-ending challenge to learn new things that would help me and my clients do better, be better, and experience unparalleled levels of success and happiness. So, knowledge and the quest to learn more is the pathway to achieving mastery in the things you do, the things you like to do, the things you have to do, and the things you love to do.
Yeah.
So that includes life, work, family, relationships, business, everything we do. I'll give you an example, and you're going to laugh at this. How to load the dishwasher correctly.
Is there a certain way that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ask any wife or any woman, and I'm picking on my wife in particular, but I know it's not just her. She used to impart her knowledge on me about the correct way to load the dishwasher, and I failed time and time again. I never did it right. These go over here, those go over there. It didn't work that way for me.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. So, and for whatever reason, my dishwasher loading skills and knowledge fell way short.
Okay.
And even to this day, I don't have to load the dishwasher. But you could think about a lot of different things in your life.
Yeah.
That maybe you'd like to know that you don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple examples. I was in a conversation today. I would love to learn how to edit video.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Totally intrigued by it. I might do it someday if I have time. I would love to learn how to write code.
Oh, yeah.
For website development.
Yeah.
I can dabble in a content management system, but I'm not a code writer.
Right.
It's a foreign language. You have
Yeah.
to learn how to understand it, read it, and write it.
Yep.
And you got to be good at it because it's black and white.
Yeah.
You either got it right or you don't.
Yeah.
I would love to be a coder, an editor. There was one other things that I was thinking about. Things that you wish for, that you know. What do you wish you know more about?
I wish I knew more about mechanics.
About what?
Mechanics.
Oh, if we're working on cars.
Yeah, working on cars.
Okay, that's another one.
I know a little bit, enough to be dangerous.
Right.
But if I have to rely on a friend to kind of help guide me through some stuff.
Right. I know you have a collector's car.
I do have a collector's car. Yeah. It's a lot easier to work on than my car. I can fit underneath it and work on it. I think like coding would be invaluable.
Yeah.
Invaluable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Information, especially in this day and age.
Right.
And then I would just love to learn how to be more artistic from a drawing or sketching out standpoint.
Right. And I would love to learn how to play musical instruments.
Oh, yeah. What musical instrument?
I have a guitar.
Yeah.
And it's sitting there. And I've picked it up a couple times. I made it sound relatively okay once or twice, but I'm 100,000 miles away from being able to play it.
Still a novice.
But it's knowledge. Knowledge I don't have that I want.
Do you think knowledge comes with age or growth?
Neither.
Neither?
I think it comes from a commitment.
Okay.
To learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to commit to learning how to play the guitar someday.
Yeah. the key to mastery, John, is repetition. So
and practice.
And practice, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, knowledge is a interesting big topic, but you don't think about it in business very often.
Right.
So when it comes to business, one of the great things about starting my own business is it forces you into learning things that you didn't know before.
Oh, yeah.
Like I am pretty good at developing and designing and laying out websites and all the content and everything that goes with them.
Yep.
But I didn't know that when I started.
Yep.
I had to learn from experience. I learned a lot from other people. I tried to learn how to edit video, and I didn't have the patience to sit down like you do and like Lucas does, where you can actually stitch them all together and make a coherent message with the right audio and the right music and the right edits and the right graphics. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
It's a specialized skill. What about leadership?
Leadership is a huge area that people need knowledge on.
How do you get smarter at that?
Well, you just do it. And you fail. And then you reflect on your failures. You're like, what did I do wrong here? Where's the opportunity to learn in this? And then also like looking at other people who in your network or even outside of your network, the day and age where we have this connectivity. YouTube gets 2.8 billion users every month. There's, thousands, millions of videos on topics that are relating to this stuff.
Right.
Find a leader that you want to be like.
Right.
Someone that you can look up to.
Right.
And just because they're not in your immediate circle, you can still learn from them.
Right.
Learn how they do things. Learn how they failed at things. Learn about what not to do. Learn all this stuff. I mean, there is so much opportunity to continue to evolve as a person. You should never say, I peaked in high school.
Right.
You can continue to glean knowledge and continue to be better and continue to evolve. And that's so awesome. It's so awesome, John.
Right. Who's the guy that started Virgin Airlines? Branson?
Branson, yeah.
What's his first name?
Richard Branson.
That guy's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people follow him.
Yes.
Like millions.
Yeah.
A lot of people followed Steve Jobs.
Yep.
When he was the driver behind the Apple company.
Yep.
You can go through and name 100 people.
Yep. Innovators. leaders.
And I'm not setting you up for this, but what's the best channel in the world to gain knowledge from?
I think it's YouTube.
It is.
I think it's YouTube.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
I set you up for that, and you passed. You got an A.
Oh, thanks, John. Yeah.
YouTube is the ultimate teacher.
Yeah.
And there are other really cool places where you can go online, like Princeton University. You can sign up for classes there. There's other organizations and other groups that provide an immense amount of learning.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you go if you're a business owner to learn more about being a better leader?
Well, again, I'm a huge proponent of YouTube. YouTube's a great opportunity. You can check out your book, Be a Stand-Up Leader.
It's another choice. Another choice.
I think there's a lot of opportunities. Where would you go to learn to be a better leader?
I read a lot.
Okay.
And I'm scouring the internet constantly.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that about me.
Okay.
I am a voracious information person. Yeah. I can't get enough. I am constantly trying to keep up with not only what's going on in the world, but how to make life easier by simplifying things for people.
Yeah.
And real life experience, of course, is the best teacher.
I love that you said that. And I think that a lot of people do that. They soak up the information, they soak up this knowledge, but that's just like 50% of the side of things.
Right.
Gleaning the information and the knowledge, soaking it up.
Right.
The second part and the most important part is taking action.
Yeah.
And applying. And
I don't
learning.
know. You can see my library behind me. That's all business stuff.
Yeah.
I collect books.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been monumental in my development. Some of them not so much, but you read one chapter in one book and wow.
Yeah.
The epiphany occurs. It's like I was saying in the other podcast, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Yep.
That's where I learned about non-judgment.
Yep.
That's where I learned about the law of currency. And you start to look back and go, okay, well, how did my knowledge get acquired? It wasn't necessarily in school.
Right.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
School was okay. I think what school's for is you have to pass.
Right.
You have to get through it.
It's the machine of society.
Right.
Do these things so you can become a part of society.
Yeah. And some school, accounting, doctors, lawyers, they need to go to school to learn how to do their profession.
Yeah.
But in general, the school of life, the school of leadership, the school of being a stand-up leader doesn't come from a classroom.
Yeah.
It comes from rolling up your sleeves and failing.
Yep.
And picking yourself back up and saying, boy, that was a tough lesson.
Persistence, grit. I mean, that's all stuff that comes from learning and failing and part of your knowledge escapades.
I learn a lot from Wizard Academy in Texas. Roy Williams founded it, and he's built this enterprise. And it's about a lot of different people who are participating and contributing to the whole. And there's a tremendous amount to learn from these people.
Yeah.
And we always talk about where are you going and how you're going to get there and how you're going to measure your success. A lot of that is knowledge-based, but, there's tactics and then there's philosophy.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, these are the tactics, these are the hard, tangible things that I'm going to do in order for me to go from A to B.
Yep.
And then there's the philosophy about how do you get there and with whom.
Right.
And how do you make it so that people view the services that you provide as being way more valuable than the next guy.
Right.
I've worked with a lot of videographers. Clearly differences amongst all of them. Yeah. Just like there are differences in people. But one thing I like about working with you, Jared, is you aren't satisfied with being average. You aren't satisfied with knowing what you know now. I can tell you are searching for an experiencing expanding knowledge.
Yeah.
And I know it because I see what you do. I see where you're going. I see what you're investing in. You are just getting on the track, even though you're already successful.
Right.
It'll be a long road up for you, and it's a steady climb because you keep applying yourself. You made a commitment to become a master of your profession, I believe. And I know you're not there yet because I don't know if you'll ever get there.
Right.
But being able to use all your skills to create a product for people, and in a way, you're helping others bring knowledge to the table because we're creating content that we're going to post on YouTube that we hope others see and benefit from. And that's our single purpose.
Yeah.
The commitment that has led to a degree of passion between us about this crazy book. But it's not even so much about the book, is it really? Isn't it more about the lessons?
I think it's the knowledge.
The knowledge.
And then, just going back to, thank you for saying that, by the way. I appreciate that. That's part of what I do in my business is help people get started, help brands get started.
Tell their story.
In video, because there's such a huge opportunity to create connections with people utilizing video.
You can't be everywhere.
You can't be everywhere. You know, the number one tool or tactic that will always be the best way to build a relationship is going to be in person.
Right.
The number two tool is through video. Video is something that is on the internet 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
And by utilizing YouTube as this free source to share your information, you're allowing your value, the way that you see things, the way that you've experienced this stuff over the 3 decades that you've been in the industry, in the marketplace, in your business, going through life, right? How you've experienced things is completely different than how I've experienced things.
Right.
And it doesn't, you don't know what you say is going to be a golden nugget for me, but I'm picking up golden nuggets every time I talk to you, every time we have these conversations, every time we converse over email. You're just constantly dropping these golden nuggets. And the cool thing is, like, we don't know what we're going to say that's going to connect with people online.
Right.
But we see that in the growth of subscribers. We see that in that engagement with subscribers, people watching the videos. I mean, if you're not getting on video, if you're not getting started on video, if you're not sharing your value, if you're not sharing your passions, if you're not sharing what you've learned, you're losing out on the opportunity to connect with a wider audience.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. You can learn in person, and I'm talking about creating knowledge.
Yeah.
You can learn from videos. You can learn from books. You can learn from experience. But one of the things that every stand-up leader, this is all for you stand-up leaders out there, entrepreneurs, business owners. You don't have to be a business owner, by the way, to adopt some of these methodologies.
Yeah.
Even a professional, even somebody who's young and just starting out, start putting some videos out there. What do you know?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think is awesome here is you're creating a gateway, and I'm kind of focused on the video thing right now. You're giving people a platform so that they can share their knowledge.
Yep.
How else are they going to do it?
Yeah.
They can't.
If
not in any degree of significance.
Right. Yeah. Like some of the other customers that I work with are coaches, and they are coaching on a variety of different things. So like mindset or business or marketing or digital marketing or traditional marketing. So all these different topics. And if they're just relying on blogs, if they're just relying on some social media posts,
Static
you know,
website.
static website. If they're just focused on these things and not doing video, they're losing out on the opportunity to connect with a wider audience.
Yep.
And as a coach, you don't have to be in person, face to face. You can do coaching in a digital manner. And if you're getting on video and you're sharing your message,
Right.
you know, what if the person that is looking for the value that you have doesn't find it because you didn't share it, because you didn't get on video and share it? So I'm just a huge proponent of getting started on video. And if you need help getting started on video, reach out, let me know. Let's have a conversation and let me give you some value on where you can get started. If it makes sense for us to work together, cool. If it doesn't make sense for us to work together, cool. I want to help you get started on video because it's so important to share your message, to share the value that you have, to make an impact in a positive manner, to make the world a better place. And when we do things like this and we share value and we share this information, when we share our knowledge, we have the opportunity to positively impact people.
Right.
And then they can take that knowledge and information and create a wider impact. And now we have this ripple effect of good people helping good people helping good people. And, you know, what is the impact of a wave against the landscape?
Right.
You know, how big of an impact can we create
Right.
from sharing our knowledge, from
Right.
sharing our value? Over time,
Give it away.
yeah, just, you know, give it away.
A lot of people want to hide it and protect it.
No,
Like, no, I'm not going to tell you what I know unless you pay me.
there's
a lot of that going on in the world.
There's enough food at the table for everyone to eat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you know, another thing with the video is like people get to see the emotion, they get to see the passion, they get to see the excitement.
We get a little excited.
Get a little excited. But now that's how you create a connection.
Right.
And now the audience
Kinetic energy.
The audience is now connected to you, and whoever doesn't want to connect to your personality, that's totally
It's
fine.
not right for them.
It's totally. There's 300 million
There
people.
may be somebody else that's a better fit.
300 million people in the United States. One person doesn't want to connect with you.
They're not all on YouTube, though.
They aren't. I think like 60% of the population is.
We're going to be on YouTube.
We are on YouTube. We are on YouTube.
It's beautiful. I tell you, this whole conversation about knowledge and commitment to passion, to pursuing your dreams. What do you love to learn about, and how are you going to share what you're knowledgeable about? Say that 5 times fast. Knowledgeable. Share what you're knowledgeable about and help other people become proficient at it. Someday I'm going to tap you up on how to become a video editor.
I'll help you out with
but
that.
Not today.
I think like you don't have to worry about trying to impact everyone.
Right.
We just want to impact the people that are a couple steps behind you. And that's where you share the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can help them out. I love taking all this disconnected information. This is just how my creative mind works. I look at 500 things and I take all these things that I like and I try to bring them together and make it malleable and see if it works, and then just peel off things that don't work or I didn't like and take everything that I did like and apply it to the next project. And that's just how I look at everything. I
remember when I started out in business, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I pretended I knew anything. I had to learn one simple step at a time. And I had good teachers, and I had great training, and I had some important mentors. But that hard journey, the first year, the second year, struggle, climb, trying to gain information, trying to gain knowledge, figure out how the world works in business, it was daunting. And I remember it well because it was super challenging. But little by little by little, over the course of time, you start to acquire a body of knowledge. And little by little, it starts to add up. And pretty soon, you become more proficient. And you're on the path towards mastery,
Yeah.
which is super, super, super hard to achieve.
Yep.
But at least you're on a path towards something. And that way, as you become more confident, you become more knowledgeable, you meet more people, then this sharing of information becomes more of a priority. It's not so much about what I want to learn, but it's more about what can I share with others to help them be more successful.
Yeah.
It's a different approach.
Yeah.
And it's the people that are just starting out. Doesn't matter how long you've been in your career. Some people could be 50 and just starting out.
Yep.
Somewhere along the line, there's people out there that are either trying to reinvent themselves, new career, changing life situation, or just trying to climb to the top of their profession.
Right.
And being able to capture your knowledge and share it with other people, especially if you're a company and you want to get more customers, maybe you should put your knowledge out there.
Yep.
So that people can know what you know.
Yep.
And people can know what you stand for. And people can know what your competitive advantage is. People can learn what's the point of differentiation between company A and company B. Well, I was watching this video and I saw the owner of Whitman Media talking about how I can use video to improve my social media audience or whatever it is at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to learn a little bit more from those guys because I kind of like them.
Yeah.
So knowledge is a pathway.
Good. Yeah. Good way to put it.
And there's a lot that goes into it. And that hopefully there's a lot that you can share along the way. And, you know, I'm grateful for the things you've shared with me. And I know it goes both ways, but knowledge in terms of being a stand-up leader, don't sit on your information.
Right. Share it.
Bring it out there. If you think you've got the game and you got the get up and go and you're respected in your field, share more information and help other people become knowledgeable, and people will respect you more for that.
Yeah, I agree.
That covers knowledge for this segment.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah, it's a little different. Not your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill chapter. So thanks for being with us today. I look forward to seeing you next time.